In this video, I'm going to cover the concept of interest. The concept of interest may be so far away from your daily life because you have never borrowed a loan before. Let me give you an example. A student in university, they are very likely, most of them, they will borrow student loan from the government because the tuition fee at university are quite huge and most students, they cannot afford it by their own income because they have no income. They're just full-time student. Therefore, most students, they will borrow student loan from the government. The student, we call them borrower. So you know that for most university, the annual tuition fee is 42,100. And let's say this is the amount a student want to borrow from the government. And let's set the interest rate as 1% per annum. So in Form 3, you have learned how to calculate interest. So the interest should be $42,100 times 1% is the interest rate equals to $421. This is the interest. In this example, the student is the borrower, and this interest is the cost or price of early availability of resources. Let me explain it in this way. Without this interest, this cost or price, a student can never have this amount of money as this student loan, because once a student accepts to have this interest as a cost, this student, he or she can access to this amount of money as a student loan so that he or she can decide how to spend this amount of money. He or she can use this to pay the tuition fee, or he or she can buy a laptop, buy a new phone, whatever he or she wants. So we call this interest is the cost or price of early availability of resources. Let's go to another point of view. This is from the government's point of view. We call it a lender. A government is willing to lend this amount of money to the student because the government knows that she can receive this amount of interest as a compensation. Think about it another way. Why should the lender have to accept this money as a compensation? Why just can't the government to be so generous and then they just offer the money, the student loan to the student without any extra charge? Why is it not possible? I think it's quite good, right? Actually, we put it another way. Try to think about from the perspective of the government. If the governments do not offer this amount of money as a student loan to the student, the government actually have many other options to spend this amount of money to help the society to improve. For example, the government can use this amount of money to fix the road, fix any facility, or to pay the service fee for like hospital or education, or just do investment using this amount of money. So there are many alternative use of this money, but the government choose to offer this money to the student as a student loan. So that's why when the government is trying to offer this as a student loan and lend it to the student, the government is actually sacrificing something. That's why it can be justified by charging an interest so that it justifies the act. Otherwise, it will not make sense because there must be some other option that must be better than this one. To the lender, interest is the premium or compensation received for deferring present consumption. After I briefly introduced this concept, I just want to show you that interest actually is a choice. It's an intertemporal choice. It means it is a choice across different time. In the perspective of a borrower actually makes a choice. At this moment, the borrower tries to borrow. He or she is happier now, but in the future, he or she is going to pay interest. So he or she is going to pay a cost or price for earlier availability of resources, but later on, it's just a price, it's just a cost. That's why it's not happy. However, from the point of view of the lender, it is a premium, it means a benefit received, or it is a compensation for deferring current consumption. So right now, of course, the current consumption is being deferred and not quite happy. But in the future, when the government, the lender, can receive the compensation, the premium of deferring current consumption. So in the future, it will be much better off. You choose whether you want to be better off right now or you want to be better off in the future. So I hope this video gives you a little bit more insight about the student loan. If you like this video, make sure you like this video and then you share this with your friends.